Hi guys, so today I have Crafter's Companion Vintage Snowman collection to share with you guys. I recently picked this up, maybe a month or two ago, on HSN. So if that's still available there as far as the bundle, I'll have it linked in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're purchasing them to those links. I know they have different things on Craftsstash, like separately and sold separately and things like that. Of course, you can find it probably on Crafter's Companion unless it's sold out there, you know. But, we're just gonna jump right in. So I think I did an unboxing probably when I got it in the mail, or got it delivered, should I say. We have the, embossing folder with the little, cutout. I mean, there's just so many, and it's almost overkill in, how many snowmen you have here. So we have that guy. Obviously, you would have to either just leave that, or color it in, or ink it up, or do something, because it's just gonna be the embossing. This guy is really sweet, and actually I think I want to use this one today, because it's really like a small die set, but it cuts this aperture, and I'm not going to use the aperture today, but I'm thinking the size of this, let's open it up, might work really well with what I have in mind. I have a die set that I just picked up from Craftsstash, just the Moroccan die. Let me grab it. And I've been wanting to use it since it came in, and I was like, oh, this is so cute, because you don't have to put this part on there if you don't want to. So I'm thinking how cute it would be if it was a little bit snowman-like, or Christmassy, right, should I say. Yeah, because it has these pieces. Now, it doesn't have inlays, so they cut their own things. If you wanted this, of course you can do that. But it's basically that main die, and it makes you a cute little box, quickly. So I might have to measure this and cut, some paper if I want to do that myself. But let's see how big... Oh, yes, look how small he is. You can put that little guy on there with a little scene. That's what we're doing. Look at the little deer. Oh, my goodness. Now, of course, these don't have stamps, right? Yeah, they're just the dies, so you want to do different color or cut it out in white paper and color it like some people like to do. So I'll probably use that and do this, and that'll be really sweet with the papers. We have Sentiment, Season Greetings, Merry and Bright, Snow Much Fun, Merry Christmas. And let's take a quick peek. I don't know that I'll be using these today, but we can take a quick peek and see how big these are. If my hand tells you anything. But a couple inches, they're nice. These are separate, so the Merry and Bright, you can put it out however you like. Season's Greetings, it looks like all the words are separate from each other, so that's really good. I like the different fonts and everything. It's a nice kind of weird breezy day, a little bit muggy still, but I have all my windows open, so that's what you hear. I'm telling you, I live in a cul-de-sac of 8 houses, 7 houses, I don't know. And it's so busy. We're busy people here. Oh, okay, so this is the die set to make the little snowman. He's actually a little bit bigger. I would say he's probably about this big, just judging by what I remember on the demo, when they were selling it there on HSN. But it has a stamp with the north and the south, so you can put it on your little sign here, and then you have the face. So you stamp the face, which is really nice. Instead of having it small pieces, you just stamp it real quick and then add everything else on. This one is very similar in look, but it's a stamp, so you can color it in. Just the stamps, I was going to say. I don't think this one has dies. Yeah, so this one's just a stamp set. This one has all the different sentiments, really cute. Noel, happy holidays, all these different things. Do you guys keep all this? I always like keeping it because I like the way it looks, but at the same time there isn't really any inspo on it, and then it just takes up space. That's what I'm dealing with right now, you guys, with destashing and fixing my room here. It's just it's a lot of packaging. On this one it has the stamps and the dies, and I just a little couple, so cute. And then that traditional British post box, or I don't know, mailbox, I guess. Really cute. Again, I'm trying to open everything, but the sizings on those, let me grab this, it might be harder to tell. It's almost 4 inches from the tip to the width there, so it takes up, I think, a good size of your card front, which is nice. Build up a little scene there. This one is also stamps and dies, and again, different type of snowman, little deer. This one has your little lamppost. So does this little guy. Well, okay, this is the stamp. It has a little light, but this one, he has his little lamppost, which I think is adorable, and he even has a cane, which is really cute. And then the falling snow embossing folder and things like this. Honestly, I always keep my embossing folders nearby so I remember to use them. This is interesting. It's a little bit not quite right, but I would just take something like this and put it in my stash, and I would get rid of this packaging, especially on this one, because it's not it's showing too much of anything. So I'll put that over here, and I'll throw this away. Okay, and then the paper. And the paper is gorgeous. I don't think this is heavy enough to make the box out of. It's 180 GSM. So 300, 310, 350 GSM is basically 110 pound. So if that's, it's like half that weight. I would say this is closer to like a little heavier than layering weight. I mean, it feels nice, but it's not super thick, right? So I'm not going to use this for the base of my little box, my little trinket box. I think I'm going to use something else that coordinates with this. And unfortunately, this bundle didn't have the coordinating paper, although there is a coordinating paper pack. So yeah, like standard, you know, color papers. So I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe a colored paper, huh? I was thinking like cream or white like I always do, but let's get a pretty color paper that kind of coordinates back to this, and then we'll go from there, okay? I'll be right back. Using like a light blue, but this is pretty, this gray. It's just some shimmery gray paper I have, again, from Crafter's Companion from a long time ago. And look, I mean, I'm sure I can find another one that coordinates with. I don't think I'm using this big pattern side. I'll probably just use this other side that has like pretty paper. But these papers are gorgeous, and it'll hurt my heart to cut into this just to get a piece of this paper or whatever, so I probably wouldn't do it from these guys. But I'll definitely do it from one of these other pieces here. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so I'll take that and run this through. Again, this die isn't the smallest, so from like the very tip to this other side is over 12 inches, so I would say probably 13 or so inches. The length doesn't really matter in that you can run, like let's say I only have this, I'll just show you real quick, like Spellbinder's plates. They're like, what are they, 6 by something? Let me see. Yeah, 6 by 8.5. So what I would do is I put my paper, obviously trim the paper down in a different way so it fits in here. And we'd have our paper, and we would put as much of it as you can, right? In your full sandwich, whatever your cutting sandwich is for whatever machine. Obviously, let's say this trimmed down. You run it through. So there's this piece left over here. So all I would do is then turn it around or just move it up and only run through a little bit of overlap for what you already did cut and run it back through and then get the rest of it cut. So that's nice. The only thing is the width, right? If your dies are too wide to go in your machine, then that's the problem. But the width here is, I would say 6 inches from here to here. As you can see on this plate, it's not going to be a problem because you can just put it like that. But again, this is a 6-inch plate. I just want to have that visual for you guys. So what I will do is I'll place this on here because this paper is just getting it. What's interesting about that is that this is A2 size paper. Sorry, A4 size. It's the British measurement there. And it's fitting on here just like this because like we talked about earlier, it's about 12 inches. So I'm going to just trim this down just because you don't have to do this. You can just trim away. But I feel like I have to put it on my... I'm actually going to put this to my Tangerine because that's a bigger machine. But let's say this is what you have. Again, put most of it through, run it through. The piece that's left, just do the full sandwich with the piece that's left, plus a little bit from where you cut, just so you make sure you cut the whole thing, and continue running it through. Okay, I'll do it like this, and here, this is what we have. Again, I didn't rubber emboss it or anything, it's just the pressure of the machine gave us all the bits that we need. Really cute. I don't even know if this has instructions, because basically, you're making a box, you just fold everything in. Die cut one main piece from cardstock and fold score lines. Adhere together using the side tabs and bottom flaps. Die cut trellis mats and glue to cornering sides. Top tip, add the mats to size before assembly, which, you know, I pretty much never do, but it's good, it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take a moment. Basically everything folds in, and this is done so well. So everything will be folding towards the inside. That one, there we go. And if you're the type that likes a good bone fold, then bone fold it. I just pretty much do this kind of thing. This one I'm gonna, since it has that little opening, makes it a little bit weaker, you know, because of that hole. So, well, I was gonna do this off camera, but you know what? We're pretty much done here with that. So let me see. I don't know why this reminds me of like a McDonald's box, which it doesn't. It's not even close to like a fry box, but it just seems like that. So basically all these things are going to go in like this. Glue tabs, all that. And then you just have the little top. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me put away these things and we'll get some glue and actually stick it together. So a couple things, you know, do you want to fold it so that everything's in? Or just go ahead and do these tabs and then do the rest of the tabs? I think I'm just going to go along and do the tabs first. Very interesting that it has these tabs that go in. Now, honestly, you can probably just fold these down. If you want, we'll talk about that in just a minute. But for right now, let's put a little glue on this one. And just bring it over and hold it down. Again, lining up that edge as well as I can. That's what I like to do. And I'm going to hold that for a second. If you have clippies, it'd be probably hard to put them in here because of the angle. but I'm just gonna hold that. So next one, I'm just gonna put a little glue on the next little tab and hold that. Of course, bring this in, hold that together. Okay, and I'll be back. And then the next tab. So again, a little glue. Give me a little bit of a zhuzh so that glue spreads out. And you can, you know, really get your hand in there, or you can open it from the bottom too and reach up in there if that's what you need to do. But I'm gonna hold that one and I'll be right back. Okay, and the last little bit. Right here and right here. And I put them together. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but let's open this up actually this way so we can get those close together. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold it here. Love that. So I'm just gonna hold that for a few seconds. I would probably, well, you can probably do it separately. You don't have to put the glue all at once because this, you can always just put your little glue in there. But again, I have that little fine tip glue. That's why that works. So do that. Hold that for a little bit, and then go ahead and hold this one. Okay, and I'll be back once that sets up. So that's that, and you can kind of give it a zhuzh to make sure it's like squared up. And this part, you know, do you want to tuck these two in and then bring these guys in? I think that looks the cleanest. So that's what I'll do. Again, keeping it nice and steady. I'm going to put a little glue on this inner part just because I do like keeping the flaps down. And then some of this is, I wouldn't put glue all the way back because see how this is divoted in. So I'll probably just line the very edge from here to here with some glue. Maybe a little extra right there. Bring that down. Bring this in. Oh, another thing that helps you finish it nicely is this is the front of it, the box, right? I suppose, because it clips in. You could put this, I could have put this flap over on top of this one, right? Because right now, looking at it this way, you're going to see the bottom of the box, you know, the edge. What if I had done it the other way? If I had thought about it for 2 seconds, I would have put the flap that's in front above this flap that's in the back. But there's that. I'm going to hold that down. And actually, I'll just make sure it's making contact. Okay, and I'll be right back. I'm just kind of squaring it up too, just making sure it's nice and straight and everything. Looks pretty good. And this is kind of what I was saying, like, these edges are there, and that's fine. I mean, they don't really bother anything, but if you really want to, you can just glue them down so it looks nice and finished. I think that's what I would prefer to do. You know what? Should we do it? Should we go for it? Let me see. Will it interfere over here? Nope. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue them down. So that means bring it up like this. Put a little glue in this back part, making sure it's all the way down to the bottom. And I'm going to hold on to that. Okay, I'm just putting it against its own side flap. Same thing for this one, same thing for this one, okay? And I'll be back. Guys. So after I tuck those in, that's what it looks like. I mean, it's fine the other way. I just like to be able to just like look right in there, you know? But the other way, it also makes it so when you put this flap down, you know, you don't have that little gap there. So if you want to just leave it the way they were, you can leave it. That was just extra stuff I decided to take. And then we close it up, and that just pops in there. Oh my gosh, how sweet. And look at that, the way it closes so tightly. Doesn't it remind, it just reminds me, oh, you know what, not a fries box, like a hamburger box. Anyway, so I'm just gonna make my own little top part, even though matte, it does come with dies, but the dies cut stuff. So like, if I look at this, it's like 2 5/8 almost by 1 3/4 almost. So all I'm gonna do is just get a little piece of paper from this, and you know, you don't have to do that if you don't want to cut into your pretty paper, just for a little something. But I said 2 5/8 by whatever I had mentioned. Sorry, or 2 5/8 by 1 3/4. Where are my pens? 2 5/8 by 1 3/4. I'll write on here. 2 5/8, 1 3/4. So I'll probably cut it so it's 2 1/2 by 1 5/8. Interesting numbers. And then we'll see kind of what that looks like. As far, it'll just mat on there, just really small. You know, I'm not too opposed to like this paper, but I did want something lighter that I can stamp on. So let me see if that's. Ooh, see, it's really hard for me to cut. What is up with this paper pad? I could have sworn that there's 36 double-sided printed sheets, and it looks like there's 6 of each design. Or what? Wasn't there a lot of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we discovered this the other day. So yeah, she gives you plenty in here that honestly, if you did cut into something, it's not the biggest deal. You have tons of it. Let's use this guy. I just want like a light color for the background. And I think what I'm going to do is stamp one of the words, hopefully if it's small enough. I don't have to pull this whole thing out. Really, if I want to, I just cut a little chunk. But I'm going to go ahead and trim out a piece that is 2.5 by 1 5/8. I cut 1 5/8 and then I just cut it 2.5 this way. And that's pretty good. I was thinking about stamping it, and I got this set here. Because let's look at our little characters. We have this little guy. Oh, does his... I was going to say, okay, it's embossed. I thought he cut his little hands out, but they're just embossed. So let's say he's on here. And he needs his little hat. And then, I mean, we can cut a little sleigh in the background for him. Oh my gosh, I was just going to add, of course, his little Allie's scarf that I just like put right into under my nail. Not great. So he has a little scarf. Obviously, that doesn't add anything as far as the size of it that he is. We have this little guy. Everything's silver. I was going to say I would love to cut this out of silver, but you know, let's cut it out of gold. Ooh, very reflective gold. How about that? So we'll cut that from there. Of course, we're cutting our little guy out of white paper. You can cut everything out of white paper. Some people like to do that and then color it in. Why can't I find a scrap of white paper? That's white? Sure. Okay. I'll cut a little black hat, and I'll cut his little scarf out of something red. If I have like some fun red, I'll do that. Let me see, what is this? Oh, okay. So this little scrap, and I'll keep things like this, guys. I just keep it right next to me. That's my problem. That's why I have a lot of destashing to do. Every once in a while I'll go through my little bucket that's holding like scraps, and I'm just like, okay, this is too small. We don't need to keep holding on to that. But when it's a specialty paper, I definitely hold on to it. Okay. So we have his little hat out of black, white. And then I was thinking about stamping the word Noel here. I don't know if you're able to see it after he's there in the thing, but you know what? That's okay. It's just in the background. So we can do that right now. Dare I do that by hand? I dare. Let's use this VersaFine. And again, this is an acrylic stamp. And all that means is it's a little bit squishier than like a photopolymer stamp. So just, you know, keep that in mind as you're pressing on it. Because you can definitely get ghosting if you really squeeze too hard. Aw, I missed the little O right there. But you know what? Maybe I'll fill it in. Sometimes when it's something like this, it's a little bit rustic anyway. Not the biggest deal. But if I want to fill it in, I will... What I'll do is I'll take something like this. Just kind of keep an eye on what this looks like. All I missed was this little piece here. And just take a micron pen and finish it. Just being kind of careful. Now, if that scares you, then don't do it. Right? Let me see. Is the O? It just came right down. Yep. Okay. And I think that's about it for what I'm doing here. All I did was kind of copy what was going on there. Okay, let me run these little bits through and I'll be right back. I wanted to make some little trees in the background too, but we'll see. Since it's such a small little canvas, you know. Oh my goodness, you guys, look how cute. That is adorable. Now, you don't have like eyeballs and stuff like that, so I'm going to spellbinders it. What I mean by that is I'm going to put like some black paper behind his face. So I'll just take a scrap of black paper. This is much bigger than a scrap. And the way he is, I can probably just bring it right down the whole body. And I'm just eyeballing that, and then of course I'll refine it. But like that, all the way down to here, works out. Let's get rid of that. And maybe take a little bit of this off behind his little head. Actually, his hat's going to go over that and you won't even see it, so very good. Now, if you wanted to do something like orange for his nose or whatever, you can definitely not use just one strip of paper like I did. But, just gonna pop that in there, making sure it's covering his eyes and not showing through his little neck. Oh my gosh. And then after you do this, you know, you can also paper piece things in if you want to run it through and just have a perfect little orange nose or red or whatever color you want to do. You can definitely do that. Let's get this guy out. And as you see, I run everything through pretty much at the same time. Oh, does this one have embossing? Let's see how it looks. I didn't think to check on that. Sorry, guys. Am I trying to get it out of there? Yes, there we go. Oh, yeah, the embossing was on there anyway. Look at how cute and delicate that is. Oh my gosh. Let me just glue this down. Look at the other side. You can use this side too. It'd be cute to have the little guy plus his little friend in the background. But I'm going to use the other side. Just finished off that Noel. Kind of copied the O from the carrier sheet. A little much glue down here. Now this little guy's so small, I would probably use this for like tags because he is a little guy. And I guess I can put some glue on here. Maybe I should see where I want to situate it first, but here I go. Oh my goodness. Where's the packaging? Do they have pictures of the packaging? Apparently I don't even know where I put the package at this point. Let's see here. That's not it. That's not it. Here it is. Oh yeah, look it. And then his little scarfie. And I'm only gonna put a little bit of glue here just so it has some movement. I think that'd be fun. Actually before I do that, let's give it a little zhuzh. And that goes right under his little neck, and you can just put it where his little arms, like where it fits perfectly right there. Oh my goodness. And then we have this. Should we add a little tree in the background? A couple little like bright green trees. We can do that. So again, the colors are very muted, but why not? So we have a couple different little trees, snowflakes. Where we have this one that's already a tree line. Let's do this one and see what it looks like. And then I'll be right back. I'm just gonna write it through some shiny green paper. So I was just replacing my dies. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? And this one I won't smack it around, I'll just pop it out. There we go. How cute. Now again, it's snowy and my trees are just green, but that's okay. So let's put this guy down. This one's a little bit tough because I don't want to mess up the gold paper, but I'm gonna put this on here anyway. Just a little bit. Just enough to hold it down. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that glue off. Just put that like right here. Okay, I'm going to hold that down, then we'll get our other little characters down. And in the meantime, I went ahead and put some dimensionals behind this little guy. He's so cute. And if he's here, I'm not going to quite stick him down quite yet because I want to put him there. And then kind of put some trees. Where should the trees go? Back there? Back over here? Because then they're going to be covered up, won't they? Oh my goodness. Just like in there would be cute. Okay. So I'm just going to add a little glue. And you can put it over here. Well, let's see. Nah, I like better where I had it. Okay. There's that Spellbinders paper. It's so awesome. It's like more like aluminum, like metal sheets. And popping out enough so you can see it back there, but just another little added thing since it's so tiny. I mean, it's hard to make a little scene on this, but how cute is that? So let me put these things away. I'll give you some measurements and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so our little box is about 1 3/4 inches tall, I would say. I don't know if you can see there. You know, almost 2 inches tall. At the very width, you know, the widest part is 2 1/4, but at the very base here it starts off at 1 3/4, and then it divots in here. Really cute. And the little base again is almost 2 by 2 3/4, 2 5/8 like we measured at the beginning. And you have a little box. How cute is that? And again, with this, you know, if you're making a ton of them, it was just that one piece, and then you can just cut your little strips, and then these little guys, you just pop them out, and you have a little scene. Anyhow, alright guys, thanks for watching. I will definitely follow up with other tutorials. Obviously, there's a lot going on in that kit, but for now, this is what I have. So I'll have some images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.